when he proposed the casino industry and said, "What is your alternative?" I think we realized for the first time that we could no longer just protest the things that Young was doing, but that had become our responsibility to project alternatives. And what we did was we looked around Detroit and we saw how the vacant lots were opportunities to begin creating gardening. And then we discovered that people who had come from the South were already beginning to create community gardens, not just to provide food for themselves, but because they saw that young people were only consumers. They thought milk came from the store, and they were not able to understand process. So community gardening turned out to be not only a way to produce food or sustenance, but to create a different set of values and a different culture. As we began to see this happening, we also recognized that other people were thinking in terms of urban agriculture, that the time had come in the history of this country and of Western society in particular, where the movement of people from the country into the city had to be reversed, not by people going back from the city into the country, but by bringing the country into the city. Well, I think that in the 60s and 70s, we were not clear enough about the need. We knew that something had to be done, but we were mainly protesting the mega projects that Coleman Young was engaged in. It was only when actually he challenged us to create an alternative that we began to see. And now that the energy crisis has become so serious, now that food imported from China has all sorts of additives in it, now that we're faced with this climate crisis, the idea of what has been called a small mart revolution rather than a Walmart revolution is now being widely considered as a concept. And I think that it's not going to happen overnight, but I think this is the direction in which we're moving. And what's happening is that Detroit, which was once the national and international symbol of the height of industry and industrialization, is now beginning to attract people from all over the country who come to see whether a new kind of society is being built here.